Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Charade Maniacs, and back with more of my ratchet ass voice. I don't know what's wrong. I think I'm broken forever. Hey guys, what's up? Apparently, I'm hitting puberty again. I don't know. It's worse for you, because I bulk record, so I record several parts a day and whatever. So by the time you get, it's gonna be 6 months from now. I'm gonna be like, it only took a month or so, but for you it's gonna feel like forever. It's been a couple of weeks though, that my voice is all of a because I was sick over Christmas. And then I was like, okay, I am better, but it lasted 3 days before my voice was like, fuck you. And now we're at whatever the hell scratchy mess this is. I feel like it's better than it was a couple of weeks ago. Well, a week ago, a week plus ago for me, and several weeks for you. But like, it was doing okay. It was bad, and then it was better, and now it's bad again. I don't know, man. Anyway, we're back, continuing the common route toward Gyobu. So anyway, morning had arrived once more. How long would we continue doing this every single day? We'd suspect someone, argue, hurt one another, hurt ourselves. What were we even doing? I feel like we're in a area of the common route we've never been before because we can't skip. We haven't been able to skip in a while, but we're not in Gyobu's route yet. So I walked down the empty hallway. There wasn't a single sound. There were 10 individual rooms, 3 of which were now empty. I came down to the living room early in the morning, expecting to see Akase there as usual. But today no one was there. The quiet living room reminded me of what happened yesterday. I have to change too. Go back to live. Do I have to doubt everyone and sacrifice everything to get to the truth? By doing all that, I may finally get back home to my family. But would I be satisfied by that? I could feel every single thing that was making my heart break. In the deserted living room, I slowly... Zena, you're up early. Oh, Futami, you're also up early. Yeah, well, were you crying? Huh? No, I'm fine. I was just thinking about what happened yesterday. Just because a girl looks sad doesn't mean she's crying. And just because I'm crying doesn't give you the right to ask me if I'm crying. Just let me be, okay? Just let me be. Sometimes I cry just because it's Tuesday. It's Wednesday, actually. But you know what I'm saying. Who knows when this is going up, but it's a Wednesday when I'm recording this, okay? And maybe I just want to cry because I'm happy. I swear to God, yesterday I was so stressed out. My job is a roller coaster. And at the end of the day, i.e. just overall, the big picture, I like what I do. But certain projects are just so goddamn stressful and I hate every moment of it. You know what I mean? And this is a continuation of one that I hated. So that's why I hate it. There's certain factors in it where you're like, this and this, I hate. And I'm now doing that and that again. You know what I mean? I can't give you more information than that because I want to keep this, and I might talk about work and be like, my job is stressful today. I had a great day at work. I like my coworkers. You know what I mean? Or I like my job, but I don't want to get too in depth in what I do. You know what I mean? But it's just, there was a problem, and the person I had to hand it off to be like, can you check on this? I've worked with them before, and they tend to be the person who is like, yeah, no, that's on you. You got to do that. Or yeah, I didn't. And it's like, no, that's a you problem. I was like, oh God, if it comes back to being either they pawn it off on me or it is a me problem, I don't know where to go with it. I don't know how to fix this, you know? And I'm so relieved when they came back oh yeah, so I fixed this and everything's cool now. And then they were like, also, this isn't working. And I was like, yeah, that's on me. I forgot something. So that's fine. I expect that. But I'm like, that is definitely a me problem. But this stuff that was broke, obviously not they broke it. But it was something they had to fix. And I was just so relieved that I'm like, oh my God, I went from being stressed out yesterday and after I log off, I'm playing games and I'm like, I don't want to go back to work. Everything is awful. And like today I'm like, everything is fine. It'll be all right. Like, and then tomorrow it'll be awful again. Like, whatever. It's a roller coaster. like, for coming in and seeing that email, like, yeah, no, I fixed it. Everything's cool. I'm like, oh, thank fucking God. Because I'm like, we're already behind on this shit. And like, bird, stop chewing my headset. But anyway, that's the bird being like, bitch, play the game. But I don't know. Anyway, that's me. Like, some days, like today, I'm having a good day. Oh, I'm holding the bird. I got you squished in my hands. What you can do? You can't do nothing. I can't click the remote to continue playing the game because now I'm forcing you to let me pet you. But, you know, you guys simmer down, be good boy. Anyway. But that was the long-winded way of like, sometimes I just want to cry, okay? Yesterday I was crying because I was stressed. Not really, sometimes. My emotions are on a roller coaster right now, probably because of my vitamin D. Because apparently it's not my hormones. So, well, also that, but not because they're completely out of whack. Just because my period makes me like sad all the time. I'm like, we ran out of juice. And you're like, I'm crying for no reason. This is stupid. It's okay to cry for no reason and whatever. But I'm just mean like, I know with me, I'm like, this is just my hormones. Or some days I just cry more than normal. And I'm like, this is because vitamin D deficiency apparently makes you a moody mess. So that's not helping me. I'm already emotional anyway. But I just wanted to cry because I was happy, okay? Futami, that's the point. Just let me be. Oh, that's him. Oh, my voice is a mess. I actually came from the location where Daz Ice Creams moved to. I just switched with Iochi. Where's that? I'll send you the map right now. Iochi went to survey the exit again, so you'll know right away. Surveillance? If they really include the producer and sponsor, quarantine them should cause some issues on our side. For example, supplies might start stalling. This is also to verify something like that may happen. I like how Futami right now is like, if the sponsor's in there, that could be a problem. Yeah, but now you're red flagging that when there is no issue getting food supplies or things like that, that the sponsor's not among them. You know what I mean? Unless there's a third sponsor, but Jesus fucking Christ, game. I know we're reusing some certain plot points, but let's not have 15 sponsors, okay? We're all sponsors? No way, you two! Like, it's that Spider-Man meme right now. We're all pointing at each other like, we're sponsor. Let's not do that. But I'm surprised Futami is calling that out right now. Like, oh, well, because then we're going to notice and be like, wait, the sponsor's not among them. You think? Well, unless that's part of his plan. Like, but if I say that, then they'll notice. And then it'll cause even more drama. And that's awesome. Because if there's drama in the house and tension, then maybe there's going to be issues with performing. You know what I mean? Like, Akase is mad at Dazai now, so now if they're in a drama together, they might fuck up and get a punishment. You know what I mean? Like, maybe this is part of his psycho plan. Wouldn't put it past him, actually. Okay. Anyway. And if it doesn't stall, then they aren't the traitors. That's what it should prove. But I'm not so sure if it's that simple. Yeah. Well, watching for the people who go in and out is more for their sake, too. And we've all agreed to it. Seeing me go silent, Futami thought of something and vanished into the kitchen. But also, like, you're watching them and seeing who leaves and who stays and whatever, and it's like, they're not... Like, I know Gyobu was like, quarantine us there, we'll all go to this other area, but that doesn't mean they're not allowed to still, like, I can go to the library or wander around town or go to the park. Aiji's gonna be going to the park nonstop to go get that fucking ice cream, He brought back a few apples, probably from the refrigerator. Maybe it's better I have a bag. Bouncer, can you get me a paper bag?
Request accepted. Commencing composition.
See, I can't even do the bouncer voice. Like, what is happening? I feel like it's worse today. He put the apples in the paper bag and handed it over to me. What's this? It's something they forgot. Go and give it to him. And just say that and Iochi will let you through. I gasped as I realized that this is just the excuse I needed. Thank you. I gripped the paper bag tightly and thanked Futami as he saw me off with a smile. It's a little weird because it's like, I kind of want to see that, like, obviously we're at the end of the common route because we're in chapter 8. I think that's normally go this far. But I feel like we're getting closer to Gyobu's route, so, like, she's probably kind of already, like, are you already maybe missing him a little, but you don't realize why? And then Futami's like, hey, why don't you go take these apples to them? Like, are you wingmanning me right now? Do you know that I'm in love with Gyobu? And even I don't think I know it right now, you know? Anyway. I thought of an excuse for Yochi so that I wouldn't seem rude as I left the lodging. After exiting the lodging, I went to go meet the 3 traders. They might actually be the 3 traders. I mean, to be fair, they could also, but we know that then there'd be 5. So this is where it was. There was a grassy plain, and I headed further inside. I arrived at a place that looked like ruins. From the outside, it didn't seem like a place fit to live in. There was some debris that looked like an old wall, and it didn't resemble anything else in Arcadia. We live here? No way. Again, I still think we're on that other moon base, because, like, when everything went down, there were still, like, walls and things like that, and then this could actually be a legitimate, like, we think, this is not a display. The grassy plains you touch, and that's fake grass, right? When we saw that meadow, but this could actually be a real place. Not a projection. You know what I mean? So, like, if maintenance happened, this would stay this way. You know? They live here? No way. I'm not sure which one of them is saying, that's not it. You have to move that away or we won't have space to eat. But they are. Oh, I'm gonna assume... Okay, that was probably Dazai. Because the it's a pain has to be Gyobu because he's the whiner. That's not it. You have to move that away or we won't have space to eat. Just go with that. It's a pain in the butt. Who cares as long as we can eat? Right, Haiji? Yeah, can we just leave it as is? Huh? Those voices drew me toward them and I headed inside. I saw 3 people eating instant noodles while hiding behind some objects. Huh. Hey, it's Big Sis. What are you doing here? Just out for a walk? Good morning. You're here to say hi after the move? Why, thank you. Hey, don't stand up, Gyobu. You'll tip over the table. Huh? What's with this atmosphere? I had to lie to Iochi just to get in, but the people here were so relaxed. Sorry, Sina. We're on the verge of getting our breakfast ruined. Are you okay? Want me to hold this end? The makeshift table seemed to be some boards placed on top of rocky debris. No wonder it tips over so easily. You could just sit on the couch or the floor. You don't have to have a table. You have to make do, guys. Oh, thanks. Hey, don't just start eating as if nothing happened. How's this right? Huh? What? What kind of meat is this? Pork? Beef? I thought it was mystery meat. Probably dehydrated, so God knows. Oh, it's called mystery meat. What are you laughing about, Big Sis? Maybe she found the mystery meat name funny. Or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, it's just so funny. I feel so relieved. Dazai's like, the fuck? Relieved? Something happened? And then I'll cheer you up. Here, have some mystery meat. You know, Gyobu, do not be putting your mystery meat in my face, okay? Listen! I may have said it out loud, but you were all fucking thinking something dirty in your... You were like, whoa, 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 Gyobu. Whoa, back up, buddy. There's 2 other people here. Sina, did you have breakfast already? If you don't mind this stuff, I can get you some. No, not yet. Maybe I'll have some. Huh? I think this is the first time I've been ignored so blatantly. Aren't you glad everyone was so nice to you until now? We then ate breakfast together and also had apples. We ate and talked. It felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. As we ate and talked, it felt like a weight had been... Whatever. Things are different. However, it doesn't change the way I feel about these guys. I just have to make sure I don't change. That's why I need to keep being kind to them. That was what I decided. I used a broom to sweep away the smaller debris in the area. We cleaned up after eating. There was a bunch of stuff around, so I decided to make things more comfortable. We got rid of anything that was in the way, so there was more space to sit. Then I realized that this place wasn't that bad. Moreover, the scenery's nice. You can see the grassy plains in front of you. After finishing a good portion of the cleaning, right when I tried to get back on topic... Wait, this does not make sense. After finishing a good portion of the cleaning, right when I tried to get back on topic, that we used for breakfast. Okay, so we finished a good portion of the cleaning. We're trying to get back on topic, and I'm assuming the table that we used for breakfast. But this is the actual sentence. It's after we finished a good portion of the cleaning, comma, right, capitalized as if it's a new sentence, but it's not. Right when I tried to get back on topic, comma, that we used for breakfast, period. That's the fucking sentence. What the actual fuck? Tim, did you let Ronald do this? What the shit, man? This is probably the worst thing I've seen. I think we've seen some atrocities like this in this game before, but like right now, this feels like the worst thing we've ever seen in this game. Because like, I forgot the other ones. What the shit is this? Anyway, after finishing a good portion of the cleaning, right when I tried to get back on topic, I'm assuming the table that we used for breakfast, something happened to it. Sceneries? Okay, wait. Got rid of anything that was in the way, so there was more space to sit. Okay. After finishing a good portion of the cleaning. I don't get what's happening. Okay, we're cleaning something, whatever. Just forget that sentence happened because I feel like I just had a seizure trying to comprehend. Anyway, Kyobo and Haiji didn't seem to mind their surroundings at all. They were already lazing around. Nazai, you're in a lot of trouble here. Oh, don't say that. I was just thinking the same thing. I'll find the time to come and help. If you need anything, you can ask me. We can still talk over the messages. Well, Dazai's and my eyes met as he adjusted the table. He sighed before answering me. You could also ask the bouncer to get you a table and maybe beds. Make this a little better. In that case, thanks. Yeah. As we cleaned things up together, I discovered something strange. What's this? It looks like an old laptop computer. Underneath that seems to be a bookshelf. What's wrong? Dazai went to touch that bookshelf, but I noticed that his hand seemed to vanish, like it was getting sucked into it. Okay, that's interesting. Huh? Dazai! Your hand! I'm fine. Unless it's probably... When he retracted his hand from the bookshelf, Dazai's hand was still there. Okay, so that is part of... I mean, why are they projecting ruins? Seems interesting. You know what I mean? But his hand just disappeared in the bookshelf, so it seems like that's definitely a projection. I can't touch it. It's just an image. He held his hand out to test it again. The results were the same. Dazai's hand vanished and reappeared. What's going on? Well, this doesn't happen anywhere else in Arcadia. Well, we can't touch the things we see here. So, like, okay. There goes my, like, maybe this is real. But you can, because you could use the table and the furniture and stuff. So some of the stuff has physical form. But it's almost like, okay, there's like two stages, right? There's the, well, three. There's what's actually here that we can't see. There's a projected image like the bookshelf where, oh, look, it's fake. I can put my hand through it. And then there is the solid form of the fakeness. So, like, then you touch the, like, we go to the library, we touch the building, you know. Or we touch the grass and it feels like grass, but it's not really grass. It's not really there. You know what I mean? So this isn't an in-betweeny kind of stage, I guess? I don't know. When I learned that this world was artificial, it seemed like everything had been made perfectly. But this place seems incomplete. Incomplete? Is that why this place is in shambles? Maybe. If you look around on the ground, you'll see machines. Some of that stuff looked familiar, but there were also a bunch of scattered documents scattered about. Really? That's not nearly as bad as the other seizure text we had before, but there was a bunch of documents scattered about. You don't need scattered twice. He's right. Arcadia seems perfect everywhere else, but here. Well, I can't touch this machine either. I can't touch everything here. Why is that? It's me. Oh, this is a photo of the moon. The two moons. Again, I feel like we're coming back to like, you know what I mean? That's very significant. This is a stack of documents, and this is... Oh! I yelled out loud, and Dazai came running over. What's wrong? This is a Pult! I felt so overjoyed when I saw the familiar dog-type robot on the ground. Just until recently, my Pult had lived together with me at home. Of course, this was a different unit. I felt so happy that I reached out, only for my hands to phase right through it. It appeared this was just an image, but it's interesting that this robo-dog is there. But, okay, if we're going with the Arcadia, where we are, this giant place is the ruins of what was once that moon base place, right? Or whatever. Having to do with the second moon, something like that. Then, when it was destroyed or whatever, this is kind of what it would have looked like. And if Arcadians aren't full-on aliens, but they were actually people at one point, and then they turned into, like, people goo, because I feel like that came up in one of the routes that, like, I thought it was Iochi's, wasn't it? When, like, their brother came back, and then the director was like, oh, well, it's not really your brother, but when they die, they become Arcadians or whatever. I feel like, was I making that up? I feel like that happened. But Lord knows at this point. But if that's the case, because we know that once you hit a dead end, you're not really gone, because in Iochi's route, we sat there trying to get everybody sent back. We stayed here and did that with Iochi, right? So, like, Arcadians could be people, not just the people that hit dead ends, but people that died on this moon-based thing. This could be, like, then Haiji could be, I'm still thinking Haiji's the producer. Haiji could be the producer and an Arcadian, and, like, this is what he remembers, and remembers seeing things like this. Like, people obviously lived, researchers, scientists, military, whoever, lived there, whatever, so that would explain Arcadians. Those people died, they're somehow digital data and whatever. They don't know who they are, we're trying to get all that back. That's why we're doing the Otherworld stream, which is a fucked up way of doing it, we've already said that. But, like, that Pult could be like, obviously if you, like, think about it like Star Trek. You're on the Enterprise, your family's there, there's kids there, there's school, or whatever, because it's not like full-on military. You know, it's like, oh yeah, some of us work for Starfleet, but we brought our families along, and there's scientists, and, like, kids are there, and, like, so that would be the same similar thing as what I would be thinking this Moonbabes was. It's not like, oh, I go to work here, or, oh, I'm, like the International Space Station, obviously only astronauts are up there dealing with that shit. They don't bring their families. But, like, this moon-based thing in this future world could have very well had, like, oh yeah, no, I'm going to work there, I'm taking my family, we're going to live there for a couple years while we do stuff. Kind of like how military families on Earth, you might be stationed someplace, you have to move after a couple years, you take your family with you. This would be a similar kind of thing, just on a moon base. So that would explain why there's something like a Pult here, because there were families here, you know what I mean? I mean, that's still like, I feel like it's going to be some kind of a version, something like that. You know what I mean? This is that moon base. Because I swear they said, yes, there was a second moon, which was like I don't remember if that was totally man-made, or it was like something that then started orbiting the moon, and then they built a base. But I thought there was actually like something, a facility they built on the actual, like the real ass moon, the one that's still left. And then they were, whatever the second moon was, didn't it crash into the moon? Like, wasn't that what happened? Am I imagining that? Maybe I just imagine. Well, whatever. Anyway, something, you get it. So, I feel like that's another, like, because you didn't have to project this, but if this is like, I remember this is what it looked like after the fact when things were destroyed and, like, after calamity hit, you know? So anyway, it's just an image. Halt? What do you mean the home robot? Yeah, Our family had one too. We were such good friends with it, and it was smart enough to recognize each family member. It broke down just before I came here. It's an out of production model, so we can't even get it repaired. I almost cared a lot about it. It's more like it was family. No, it still is family to me. That's why I was so sad. It's kind of funny because the Palt is like a robot dog. And like, we can't even get it repaired. And it's like, yep, well, that's pretty much true to life. You have a dog, and eventually the dog, you can't get it repaired. Because it's not like, oh, the dog hurt its leg, we can get it medicine, or you put it in splint, whatever. It died. We can't get it repaired. Like, but it's just so funny because it's like, you want to be like, it's just a robot. You're like, but no, it was your robot. It was a dog. It might have been a robot and you've had it for fucking forever. But that almost makes it worse. Because, like, think about having a real life pet. I'm sitting here, I don't want to think about my bird right now. He's sitting on me, and I'm like, every time I think that, like, he's going to die someday, I get devastated. I will start crying about it right now. Like, I feel like you've got to have a long time left, but you never know, you know? Anyway, let's not talk about that. But, like, if you had, like, technology where, like, oh, my dog normally only lives, like, what, 15 years? I don't know dog lifespans. I really don't. Okay. It only lives 15 years. Oh, but you can extend the life, and now my dog can live, like, 30 or 40 years with medicine, but there's going to be an eventual point where the medicine doesn't work anymore, and now my dog's going to die. Like, it's the same thing as the robot dog. You know what I mean? They just don't have real dogs. I feel like it could be more traumatic if your, like, real dog died after you had a robot dog for, like, decades. Because a real dog doesn't live as long. Like, anyway. I must have sounded depressed because Dazai kept quiet next to me. Dazai's like, that's cute. Like, you want to, again, there's something in you that's like, it was just a robot, but like, no, I mean, but it's not. You can get emotionally attached to non-living things. Like, you know, oh man, that was something my grandma gave me and it broke, and that's really sad. You can get upset about objects because you attach emotions to them. Some people don't. Some of us are overly attached to our possessions, okay? I'm putting myself in there. Obviously, I mean me. But like this robot dog is not just a robot, it's like a pet. So like yeah. After a while he said this. You'll forget it eventually. Wow, that Dazai, what the fuck? Here you go again with that. Those words came out of me naturally. I felt sad, but I didn't actually sound that way. The weird static noise and then now her heartbeat. Dazai must have felt the same way. He gasped slightly and then spoke again. Again? Wait, sorry, I don't know. That came out of nowhere. Interesting. What the fuck just happened? Put a pin in that. I thought we talked about this in the past. But when was that? Did I misremember? Oh my god, are we in Groundhog's Day? Do we keep reliving this? Were we a member of the past stream, but we don't know, but yet somehow we do know? Like, listen. Dazai was a part of the past stream. Ibana's like, no, he wasn't. I don't remember him. But they could have taken your memories away. So we could have been members of the past stream and not known. And maybe we were here with Dazai, and that's us. And like, we had this conversation before. That's what that static and then the heartbeat. That's oh my god. What? That would be a fun twist. Holy shit. And then Dazai looks sus right now, like he's panicking about something. Suddenly, Dazai took a step towards me and reached out his hands. But at the last moment, he put them down again. Please, remember. Huh? I want you to remember. Please, Zaina. It was quiet, but it felt like the air was shaking as I heard Dazai's voice. Fuck. Okay, now I'm not gonna lie. Doing Gyobu before Dazai is actually feels so much better because now it's opening so many more mysteries for Dazai. You're like, I know we're gonna get to Gyobu's route here, but like, Dazai is so much more fucking mysterious right now. Oh my god. Dazai was often reserved and tended to be on the back end, encouraging and supporting others. Right now, he seemed to be desperately asking someone for something for the first time. That's why it confused me. I know I love this. Remember? Remember what? Oh my god. When did I talk to him? I don't remember. Dazai... Sorry, I just feel troubled when I say that to you so suddenly. I didn't know how to answer that either. After saying that, Dazai appeared to be greatly disappointed. But I want you to know this. Asena, let's escape no matter what. I'll get you back home. When I heard that, all I could do was stand still. Is it okay to believe in him? I had two groups of friends now, so it didn't make sense to believe any one person. However, I didn't know how it could be wrong to believe Dazai when he seemed so serious. How could I ever think he was lying? I don't know, but I'm so fucking intrigued. Thank goodness. I was so relieved I felt like crying. I can still believe in Dazai. I'm not sure who's saying, what do you want to remember? It's you. I tried to hold my tears as I turned around and found Gyobu standing there. He might have heard us talking from somewhere. I should have figured. I was like, my first instinct was it was Gyobu, but it could very well have been Haiji, but... Sorry about interfering when it was getting hot and heavy. I suddenly got interested. What do you want to remember? Why do you want to know? You're not answering my question. If you have something you want her to remember, that means you know something. And what is it that you know? Do you mind telling me? Yobu, why is he... Hey, actually, you know something, don't you? Why don't you let me in on it? Yobu was smiling, but he sounded serious as he moved in closer, and now he's getting even more sus. I was going to say susser. He's getting sussier. He moved ever closer to Dazai so that nothing would be misheard. Did you follow me here just so you could say that, Gyobu? There you go again, answering questions with questions. Then let's change perspectives. Gyobu snapped his fingers and then looked toward me. Why does May want you to remember something that you've forgotten yourself? Was it something insignificant? Or was it so far into the past that you just don't remember? I actually have a good memory. I don't like to forget things. Nobody likes to forget things. Okay, well, certain things you'll want to forget. You're like, I wish I could forget this, and you can't. Nobody likes to remember good memories. All the more reason if it's important. I like your answer. Then let's change again. If it's a stolen memory, that it's not your fault that you've forgotten it. Let's say someone took it from you. When I heard that, I didn't know what to think. I thought that would be impossible, but we could have gotten a punishment game and lost our memories, but why wouldn't that have been in the, that list, the custody list? I don't care. I'm not going to listen to you. I don't want to stay in this world any longer. I had enough. That's right. I'd forgotten. Until that very moment, I had forgotten. I hadn't noticed that a friend of mine had vanished from my world, and I continued to live my life. Okay, wait. We might not have been here before, but we knew Dazai. Were we dating him? We just forgot him? We might have known Dazai before, like we forgot that girl. Ibana also forgot her. Right? Dazai and Ibana were past participants. There are some weird, glitches in this matrix of the game. Like the writing. Like, Chigasaki, when he lost his leg earlier, was like, it's okay, when we go back to our world, I'll get it back. But you don't, because then Ibana never would have come back to get his arm back. He lost his arm. He came back to get... Well, they didn't just take the function. It sounds like they took the fucking arm. Well, no, because we would have noticed he was missing an arm when we bumped into him. We bumped into him in the road. So he just lost the function of his arm. And when he went back to the real world, he didn't have it. And I swear they specifically said that when I lost my voice, that if you don't get it back and you go back, you're not getting that function back. Chigasaki contradicting that is either because, one, the writers forgot their own plot. Okay, so it could have just been a mix-up on the writer's part. Or could have been key to indicating, say, if you got this before Chigasaki's route, that Chigasaki is suspicious. Because why would you get use of your leg back when nobody else is going to get their function back? Because you're an Arcadian and you're a sponsor, so that could be part of your deal. Like, yeah, if I get a punishment game, as long as I don't hit a dead end, I'll get that function back if we manage to get back to the real world. That could have been it. And I don't remember Chigasaki saying that. You know what I mean? In his route. But that could have been like a little indicator that he's sus. You know what I mean? But anyway. But we forget people that reach dead ends. Right? But oh my god. Unless Dazai actually did. Well, no, because he would have been crossed off on the custody list as dead end. So there's a lot of things that don't really come into play. Like, we forgot that girl because she, like, hit a dead end. Right? The only reason we remembered her is because we saw that happening and we're like, oh shit. But Dazai didn't hit a dead end because the custody list would have said dead end over him. Right? So, but he was part of the prior stream and Abana forgot him. I mean, we've said that when Abana's like, no, he wasn't here. We were like, yeah, he obviously was. You just forgot him. So why, though? I guess the why, it's the why. He was part of the prior stream. Everyone who knew him forgot him, so Ibana doesn't remember he was here before. Technically, then Gyobu could have also been part of the prior stream and nobody remembers that. You know what I mean? He didn't get a punishment game. That's the only reason we don't know if someone else was in the prior stream too. Dazai seems to remember something. So it's not like Dazai's like, no, I was and you just forgot me. He could have said that, but he didn't. So he's hiding something else, obviously, but why did we forget him? Because if it was part of a punishment game, that would have been in the custody list. If he hit a dead end and then somehow he's an Arcadian here, whatever, put back in, it would have said dead end over that on the custody list. You know what I mean? And there could be reasons why the other world stream was like, no, don't put dead end on that because we're going to bring him back in and we want to make him look sus and he's a red herring in here. I mean, who knows? But he remembers us, and I feel like we've forgotten him. So, interesting. We could have known him in the real world. We could have been a prior participant and just forgot as well. Who knows? But anyway. I hadn't noticed that a friend of mine had vanished from my world, and I continued to live my life. My memories had been erased by the hands of the producer and their kin. And that was my erased memory? Are there more things I've forgotten? And Dazai's like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I get the feeling that's it. But May isn't saying anything for some reason. But, Kyobu, how do you know that? Why do you know about the lost memories? Oh, there's that face. The doubting kind. You said you want to believe in everyone, but there you go doubting someone. I love it. I love those kinds of things. Please be serious. I am serious. The reason I mentioned the possibility of stolen memories is because I also have something I want you to remember. Huh? See? You've even forgotten what you've forgotten. Okay, Mad Hatter. Jesus Christ. I'd love it if you'd remember. I remained dumbfounded while I looked at Gyobu, then Dazai. Am I the producer? For realsies? And then they took my memories, and then so that I wouldn't remember that I'm the producer because then it'd be more fun? Because I said that in the very beginning, like, that'd be fucking amazing. That would be the best fucking twist this game could whip out. It's like, you are actually the producer, dumbass. You had us take your memories so that you could come into this game and not know, and then this way you could lie better, because not really lying if you don't remember, right? Oh my god. That'd be awesome! It's probably not going to be that cool, but Yobu smiled at me while Dazai frowned in my direction. They kept telling me to do the impossible, and I didn't know what to do. They want me to remember? Remember what? But I had no idea what to ask about, so I simply repeated what those two had asked me. You want me to remember, but you need to tell me. I'd never felt an atmosphere this heavy before. No, I might have, but it made me want to run away from this place immediately. It was meant to be a fun dinner time with all 7 of us here. 3 were missing, however. Ibana's probably sad about that too. Because he likes to cook for people and bring everyone together.
1 seconds.
I think I'm good. Everyone's just quiet. Oh, I'll have some. Chigasaki usually doesn't eat much, but he offered to take seconds to be polite. It must have felt that awkward. After a long silence, it was Tomose who spoke up. There's something bothering me. After we quarantine those 3 for a while, if nothing happens, then what do we do next? Are you asking me? Not to you in particular. Anyone that might know the answer. I'm still thinking about it. It wouldn't be right to keep him there for too long, but I don't want to go back to how things were without evidence. You changed your tune real fast. You were blaming them so fiercely yesterday. I just lost my cool. It's a bad habit of mine, but I don't think what I did was wrong. Maybe that's self-preservation in case you were wrong. Oh, be quiet. Tell me how you make the right decisions all the time. Don't ask me. Think about it yourself. There you go again, dumping stuff in everyone's lap. Dump all the shit on this table in your lap! Ibana flips the table and storms out.
But if they really aren't the traitors, we have to think of the next step. I can't think of anything right now.
If they weren't traitors, then we have to apologize first. I agree. Well, this isn't going anywhere, so let's not talk about this. Futami had finished eating and looked around at everyone. We should be thinking of ourselves. We chased those 3 out, and if we're all split up, then there's no point to all of this. We were split into 2 groups because the people on this side are supposed to be trustworthy, right? It's funnier coming out of Futami's mouth. Also, the supposed to be, right? Yeah, well. Listen, Chigasaki is also not trustworthy, but at the same time, I trust him more than Futami, because, he's got his reasons for doing this. It's a little misguided, but, I feel like he feels bad about it. In that case, we should trust and cooperate, at least amongst ourselves here. Right. I think that'd be right. Futami tried to alleviate things, but the dinner continued with everyone depressed. I think this was the first time dinner felt this tasteless. Poor Ibana. He tried so hard and made us a nice dinner, and we're all just sad that we can't even taste how delicious it is. I will do everything to protect Ibana, okay? But considering how everyone feels down, then they're probably regretting things, right? That means there's hope in a way. They didn't want to split the group. There's hope to bring everyone back together. I walked down the hallway while thinking that, and Tomose stopped me from behind. You got a minute? Sure, what's up? Tomose hesitated for a bit and then asked me with a serious expression. Where were you during the morning? We're out the entire time. Oh, about that. I was out from early morning to noon, and it was difficult for me to explain that I was with the 3 who had left. Seeing me look troubled, Tomose gave his answer. You were with those 3, weren't you? Why did you go? Ugh, you knew. I was just delivering something they forgot. You need half the entire day to bring something? Were you helping them with something? I guess there's no use in lying to you, Tomose. Yeah, I was helping them. They're living in these ruins, and I don't think it's right for them to live like that. There's no need to help them. They're traitors. That hasn't been decided yet. Are you still saying that? Everyone you met here are strangers. How can you trust them like that? I don't think some of them are strangers now. I'm starting to think I knew them, but I forgot I knew them. I don't understand why you're trying to suspect everyone. Aichi's like a little brother to me. I love how the game throws out. You're trying to suspect everyone. Haiji in particular. Let me mention Haiji because he's the most fucking sus, and she's the least suspicious of him. Girl. I talked to Dazai and Kyobu, and it was obvious to me that they had their reasons for keeping quiet. Reasons? What reasons? Seems like maybe I've forgotten something. This is just a guess, but I think the producer took my memories. Dazai and Kyobu both asked me to try and remember something. They looked so serious when asking that. We were in a throuple. It didn't look like they were lying. That's why, if I remember this lost memory, I might figure out their circumstances. What are you talking about? Mose, you're only saying that because you didn't talk to them directly. It'd be the same even if I did. What the hell does any of that even mean? How do you just remember something? To Mose, that happens all the time. You're like, oh, I remember what I was going to say. You know what I mean? You forget things and you remember them. That's how memories work. You don't just always remember a memory. Sometimes you forget and then you re-remember. Or just remember. You know what I mean? Like, that's a cycle of forgetting and remembering. Like, how do you just remember something? That's what the word remember means. Like, excuse me? How do you not understand how this works? What do you mean? If there's something you've forgotten and those two know something about it, then they should just explain it. I mean, I get his point here. Why not just tell you? That's suspicious to begin with. Maybe, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. Yeah, to keep the tension in the game and make you sus and make you wonder. If they just told you, it wouldn't be as fun. You're just sympathizing with those three. And they were ostracized from the group and you're pitying them. That's not true. You're just jealous because I'm spending more time with other men than you. Come on. We know that's like a majority of this. Why else would you be so fixated on them? We talked about it yesterday. They're suspicious. Leave them alone until those suspicions are lifted. I can't do that. I'm gonna go see them tomorrow and I don't want you to stop me. I want to find out the truth. Everything's so unbelievable right now. I have to find out because nothing seems right at all. Even if they can or can't be trusted. Why? Just as I felt myself getting angry, Amose pulled me in close and embraced me. I've been by your side the whole time, and I've been the one that trusted you. All you have to do is trust only me. What? That's strange. It's not strange. In this world, I'm the only one that isn't strange. You only need me as your ally. I mean, to be fair to Tomose. Like, okay. You know, my instinct right here is him clinging and being like, you should only trust me and only be around me because he's overprotective and desperate for us to love him. Okay? It's the clingy, overprotective childhood friend that's in love with you. Okay. You're pushing a line, buddy. Back the fuck off. You're also acting out of jealousy because I'm talking to other boys. But, to be fair to him, I'm the only one that isn't strange. I mean, yes and no. You are strange, but you are the only one that's not quite as strange as everyone else here. Everyone here is fucking bonkers and sus as fuck. You are the only one that isn't, to be fair to Tomose. He's still strange, but I think his interpretation of strange, I'll agree with you there. You're still weird. But like, yeah. I tried to get away, but I couldn't. I thought I knew everything about my childhood friend, but he'd gotten stronger than I realized. And because he's crazy. Crazy obsessed. I couldn't break free from Tomose's grasp. Tomose, you are my ally, but that's not the point here. You shouldn't trust anyone else. As long as I'm around, you'll be safe even if there's no one else to trust. Again, to be fair to Tomose, you shouldn't trust anyone else. Well, listen. We absolutely could trust Iochi, because Iochi worked for the Information Bureau. Sure, they were hiding shit, but you can't just come out and say you're undercover when you're undercover. So, hiding stuff, but trustable. Trustworthy. Okay, trustable. Trustworthy. Akase, hiding stuff, but also trustworthy. Alright? Ibana, hiding stuff, still trustworthy, because he wasn't involved. He was just here to get his arm back. And, like, he wanted to do his own thing and kind of be in his own little world over there. Alright? Chigasaki, Futami, absolutely not trustworthy at all. Not at all. Not at all. Valid Tomose, not trusting that. Chigasaki, not really, because he is a sponsor and on the side of the Otherworld stream, but more trustworthy than Futami or so far anyone that we could suspect as being part of the Otherworld stream. You know what I mean? Just in general, people on the side of the Otherworld stream equals not trustworthy. Chigasaki, out of all those people, is like, well, you're kind of like that little bridge in the middle because I know why you're doing this and why you're not trustworthy because you work for the Otherworld stream, but still more trustworthy than just in general the people who work for the Otherworld stream. You know what I mean? He's in a weird little space. Dazai, Gyobu, and Haiji, who knows? Who fucking knows? Haiji, I don't think is trustworthy at all. I'm not 100% sure trusting Gyobu is a good idea. Okay? Dazai, I'm still on the fence about because, like, I don't know what you're hiding and I don't get bad sus vibes. Like, oh my god, you're the producer. You know what I mean? Gyobu gave me super sus vibes. Haiji gives me super sus vibes. Dazai, I've got the sus vibes, but not in a bad way. Not like, oh god, yeah, you're evil sus. It's like, you've got so much stuff you're hiding and I'm intrigued, but I still feel like you're okay. Which is probably going to be my downfall. But I love that more stuff is coming out and we're like, ooh, Dazai's getting more mysterious. Okay. Not so much suspicious as mysterious now. But to be fair to the game and my stupidity, Futami did not give me any kind of red flags, anything, and then it's like, and you're a crazy motherfucker. Shit, where'd that come from? Holy hell. And I still don't see it as we're playing. Like, now I'm like, oh, you're saying stuff, and like the stuff he's saying, you're like, knowing what you are. But nothing that's coming out of his mouth is like, oh, that's creepy and weird. It's like, that's all valid. It's funny knowing who you are when you say these things, but like, and it's only feels sus because we know who he is. But, like, he's really good at lying. I don't know, like, anyway. There's no one else to trust. That's bullshit, though. As long as you believe in me, we can go back to our world. I mean, no, Tomose, you jerk. I yelled out loud and slipped out of his grasp. Sounds like you shoved him. Tomose, I knew you didn't trust anyone. We're just pretending to get along with everyone, weren't you? Get along? I told you this from the start. I don't trust anyone, except you. That could be the biggest mistake you've ever made, because now we have things that we've forgotten, so I might not be trustworthy. So I kind of want to hold this in my little memory cave, because I forget things. Okay. And then I'll remember them later, maybe, or I won't. But I want this to come back when we find out that we've had memories stolen and we're not trustworthy because we're the producer. That would be fucking great and be like, remember when Tomose trusted us? Big mistake. Tomose, that's probably the dumbest thing you've ever done. That would be so good. Even when you worked or talked together, you were thinking of them like that? You were suspecting them in your heart? What's wrong with that? You're the one who told me to get along with them. Yeah, but it's the same as lying. It's the same as betraying everyone. Trying to believe everyone will only get you betrayed, just like what's happening now. However, maybe that doesn't mean much. If pretending like you get along with someone's lying, then I've been lying all my life. I've lied day after day in my club, all in the name of acting. But drama's your skill, Tomose. I'm not going to deny you that. Then just accept it. I play the part, I lie, and I don't care if anyone else considers that a betrayal. I'll do anything to protect you, and that's why I'm the only one you can trust. We have to stick together. And you're the one person I'd never lie to. I do believe that, though. Wait! I ignored Tomose's calls and ran into my room. I couldn't bear to hear anymore. It's kind of like she's being a little naive, to be fair, with Tomose. Like, I can understand being frustrated with him, like, he's like, I don't care if everybody else thinks I'm betraying them. You're the only person I am here for, that I won't lie to, whatever. And you're like, God, I understand her being frustrated with that. Like, God, Tomose, Jesus Christ. Like, open up a little. But she's like, we have to trust everyone. Girl, no, you don't. Like, you don't have to be on Tomose's level, but you have to, like, actually use your brain cells and go, I want to be able to trust everyone, but I don't feel like I can. That's fucking valid. It doesn't make you a bad person, okay? I get in this situation for these specific three. You're like, I don't feel like they've done anything to make me super sus of them. Like, yeah, Daza is obviously hiding something, but just because somebody has a secret and they don't want to tell you doesn't mean they're not trustworthy. You know what I mean? Like, there's their fucking business. In this situation, yes, I understand other people being like, well, you're not telling us you were a prior participant. What does that mean? And Dazai doesn't want to say anything about it. Maybe he can't. He just doesn't want to talk about it. Like Abana. Abana didn't say anything. He didn't open up about it until people confronted him. And then he's like, fine, let me tell you. You know? But like, you know, but it was his secret. It's his, he doesn't have to share it. You do have to accept that if you're not going to share that you were a prior participant, but everyone can kind of tell, like Dazai, right? That they're going to suspect you and whatever. Okay? But that's an individual person thing. Tomose's like, I don't trust anyone. She's over here, I trust everyone. Fucking wrong and stupid. It's naive to do that. You know? And it's naive to be upset at people. I can't believe you don't trust everyone. You know? I mean, I get her being mad at Tomose. Like, Tomose, you've got to just, like, open up and can't be stuck in this, you only trust me. Because that's probably stupid, to be fair. Right now, I'm kind of sus of that. But you know what I mean? Her being completely trusting of everyone is also stupid. You know, Akase over there, like, I don't trust you now because you won't tell us information that we know. You won't give us an explanation or anything. That's sus. So now I can't trust you. I don't feel like I can trust you right now. I don't know how I feel about this. And he's still processing it. Yes, he overreacted, but he even said that. I overreacted. And there's other people who are like, yeah, I don't know if we can trust them, but, and they're kind of like in the middle. That's normal. Those people are normal. I mean, Futami being like, I don't know, whatever. Like, listen, I don't trust anything he says, but like, but you know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I trust everyone. I could see her for those three specific being like, I haven't seen anything that they've done that makes me suspicious of them. I realize that trusting everyone is completely naive and impossible. I want to believe in everyone. I know that it might not be logical, but that's what I want to do. And like, okay, you know? But like, I don't know. Being mad because Tomose doesn't trust people is... I get it, but it's also like, you know, be frustrated with him, but don't be like, Tomose, you're a horrible person. It's like, well, Tomose, that's kind of fucking weird and bonkers, and I think you need to deal with your own problems, and like, that's not how I think, so maybe just respect my opinions too, and you just go ahead and not trust anyone, you crazy motherfucker. Like, you know, be frustrated with him, but like, don't try to make him trust everyone, because he's not going to, just like you're not going to distrust everyone, you know? You want him to see your side, but you're not really, like, comprehending his side. To be fair. Again, I'm okay if she's just mad at him. Like, God damn, I can't think like that. And him trying to force me into his viewpoint, stupid. Yeah, okay. But we are a little naive. Like, you know, sometimes with her blatant trusting everyone instead of being like, I know that Dazai's hiding something and that is suspicious and I get it, but... my instinct is just to be like, yeah, he might be hiding something, but I don't think that makes him the sponsor, and I don't think he's, you know, a traitor, you know, even though he is sus, you know, valid. Anyway, I couldn't bear to hear anymore. I tried catching my breath, but it only made my thoughts rush faster. Our feelings are starting to drift apart. He's becoming a Tomose that I don't know. Yeah, he's getting a little weird here, but as long as he has me, he doesn't care if he's a liar or a traitor to anyone else. I don't want that. My connections with everyone were being severed. The distance between our hearts lengthened. Time spent alone increased. More time was spent doubting than believing. And I can understand this such situation. Like, this is frustrating. Like, we were all getting along, and I know there's a traitor here. I don't want to, like, automatically assume anyone's a traitor until I have the facts. This is getting to be a very complicated situation and very stressful. Yeah, valid. Could it be that Tomose is actually the sponsor? No. What if he's cooperating with the producer to stay with me in this world? I don't think he's necessarily cooperating with the sponsor. He's just like, hey, if I'm stuck here with you, great. I thought that and shook my head. It was bad. I was starting to doubt the person I trusted the most. I can't let things stay as they are. I suddenly felt depressed and I shifted my weight from the door. I didn't think I'd be able to sleep that night. Anyway, we're at time, so I'm going to stop here. So, anyway, we'll continue next time. So I will see you next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.